Hey guys, Mr. B here. In this video, we're going to be going through the chapter 7.3 practice problems. All right, starting here with number 1, it says metals consist of closely packed blank that are surrounded by a sea of blank. All right, so this is going to be metals consist of closely packed metal atoms that are surrounded by a sea of electrons. Okay, so remember that in metal atoms, you have electrons that kind of can freely move around. So rather than having them all attached to one atom, it's kind of just like you have a big sea of them and they sort of just move all over the place. All right, number 2, this arrangement constitutes the blank bond. So this is what we call the metallic bond. It's an attraction between metal atoms. Again, it's not so strong as like an ionic bond, but it is still a bond that keeps them attracted to one another. All right, metals are commonly, commonly packed in a blank cubic, a blank cubic, or a blank arrangement. All right, so there are 3 types of packing that was mentioned in the notes. The first one was called body-centered cubic, where you have essentially like a whole atom of a metal in the center of a cube. The second type we had was face-centered cubic, where you had a cube, but then you also had like these metal atoms that were all trying to get to the middle all at the same time. So they're all like shoving their faces into the middle. And then the last one we had was called hexagonal close packed. So hexagonal close packed arrangement, where you have basically 2 hexagons of metal atoms on top and bottom with a little triangle in the middle, and they kind of sandwich everything. All right, number 4, true or false. In a body-centered cubic structure, each atom has 12 neighbors. Ooh, interesting question. All right, so let's answer this one. Let's actually go back and look at the notes here. So in a body-centered cubic, they're saying each atom has 12 neighbors. So here is body-centered cubic. I'll actually just double check to make sure it was body-centered. Yep, body-centered. Okay, so body-centered cubic. If we have this metal here, this atom that's in the middle, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 atoms around it. So that is not 12 neighbors. So we are going to say that this one is false. They only have 8 neighbors from what I can see. Oh, we can highlight this correctly. There we go. All right, so this is false. Number 5, true or false. Metals are good conductors of electricity because electrons can flow freely in them. That is true, yeah. So that is the reason why metals, of course, are good conductors, is because, again, their electrons are free-flowing, they can move around, and electricity is just the flow of electrons. So when electrons move in one direction, that is known as electricity, which, of course, metals are able to do very easily. So, all right, then number 6, it says, explain why the properties of alloys are generally superior to their constituent components. So alloys pretty much take the properties of the metals that make them up. So a lot of times they are going to have more superior properties, primarily because they take like all of the strong points of each metal and just, add them together, right? If you want to look in the notes and see specifically what it says, so it says most important alloys are steels. Steels have a wide range of useful properties such as corrosion resistance, ductility, hardness, and toughness. Alloys are important because their properties are often superior. But again, the primary reason why they have superior properties is because it's like you take all of these metals that all have good things about them and you just mesh them all together, and you essentially get something that has all of those properties, which of course is just better. So we'll say something along those lines. Let's say alloys typically are superior to their constituents because they take properties of all the metals in them and add them together. Okay, something along those lines. So, all right, that is it for this section of notes. Again, pretty short section, but hopefully that helped you. Otherwise, again, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email, reach out, talk to me in class. We can do Google Meet. But all right, guys, that is it for Chapter 7. That's it for the whole thing here. So next video will be the Chapter 7 review guide. All right, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.